two kinds of dangers. One is what I just talked about, that we've arranged a society based on science and technology, in which nobody understands anything about science and technology. And this combustible mixture of ignorance and power, sooner or later, is going to blow up in our faces. I mean, who is running the science and technology in a democracy if the people don't know anything about it? And the second reason that I'm worried about this is that science is more than a body of knowledge. It's a way of thinking, a way of skeptically interrogating the universe with a fine understanding of human fallibility. If we are not able to ask skeptical questions, to interrogate those who tell us that something is true, to be skeptical of those in authority, then we're up for grabs for the next charlatan, political or religious, who comes ambling along. It's a thing that Jefferson laid great stress on. It wasn't enough, he said, to enshrine some rights in a constitution or a Bill of Rights. The people had to be educated, and they had to practice their skepticism and their education. Otherwise, we don't run the government. The government runs us.
WNVX 92.7. Was that David Brooks?
That was Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Yeah, remember?
I remember, sure. Yeah.
Way back when. That was.
I loved watching the show.
Oh, I know. Cosmos.
Yeah.
Universe.
He
Yes.
knew everything about space and Final Frontier.
He knew it all.
He did. We got
Good morning.
We got some bad weather. I might as well just mention it here. You know.
Sure. Right off the top.
Sure. It's the National Weather Service. You know, it's funny, we're getting these things. They don't send up the balloons anymore, or as often as they should. And Elon has his tentacles now in NOAA. But anyway, we're still getting some alerts here, and there's a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Iowa County, Columbia County, northern Dane County,
Right.
and Sauk.
Yep. Southeast Sauk County.
Yes, and
Till 6:30.
they're warning people about hazardous ping pong size balls of ice.
Otherwise known as hail.
Hail.
Yeah. Hail.
Yeah.
Gang's all here.
And they even mentioned in the warning that you might have to replace your roofs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's helpful.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great advice. Yeah. Somebody there must work for an insurance company.
Maybe so. But these storms are moving really fast. They're moving about 65 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
They should be well on their way by 6:30.
Where are they going in such a hurry?
They're moving to the east.
It says here, people and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles.
Yeah. So,
hey, speaking of vehicles, I was driving in this morning, and I witnessed a small episode of Fast and Furious out there on University Avenue.
What are you talking about? What do you mean Fast and Furious? Was there a drag race?
Yeah,
going
there
on?
was, man.
Really?
I think it was an unexpected drag race.
Were you a part of it?
No, but I watched it, and I was, I'm just driving along as I always do, way over the speed limit.
Yeah.
And
that's University Avenue.
This guy he just speeds through all of the traffic. I mean, really, really, really cruising. And there was this other guy that had just been alongside of me as we were going down University Avenue, and he thought, screw this. And he took off after this guy to catch up to him and beat him.
Really?
Yes. And then they were racing down there a little bit. And then Campus Drive, the actual freeway, the Autobahn here in Madison. And they really took off during that. I mean, they just went down there. But, of course, they get caught by the light.
Yeah.
So I got to see who they were, Of course, they had the darkened windows.
Oh, so you couldn't really see them.
No, you couldn't see them. And that's one of the reasons why people have darkened windows. They don't want people to see them.
Some states, those darkened windows are illegal.
Well, even in this state, they're illegal.
Well, that's what I thought.
But a lot of people get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why, but they do. I mean, I got my windows darkened, but the people that did it said, no, you can't get that. You can't get it that dark.
Can't do it.
And I'm glad they told me that because these are the side windows, the driver's side and the passenger side. And if they were a little bit darker, I could not see traffic at night. I could look at night. At night, it's really kind of a problem because it adds darkness to darkness, and it makes it more difficult to see traffic or people, pedestrians.
Yeah.
So it's
a problem.
Well, it's not a big
Hazardous.
problem, but if it were darker, it would have been a definite problem.
Mm-hmm.
And my younger son, who does drive, the older one doesn't, but he doesn't drive my car. Now, and I got the Prius so he could drive it, but he doesn't like driving it now because I tinted the windows. He said, well, I can't see anything. It's like, they're not that dark. Come on, man, they're not that dark. Oh, my God.
But they're very stylish.
But
Yeah,
well,
people
it's
like
not
that. No?
I drive through Dane County all the time doing the census, right?
Right.
And I'm out there in the sun. In the summer, it's even worse.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just really bright. And having all this brightness around me, and I guess I'm aging here, but my eyes start hurting a little bit, and it's uncomfortable, and it gets hot. So I got them tinted just because I just don't want that kind of heat and sunlight coming through the windows of my car. It's
I hear you.
very uncomfortable for your eyes.
It is. Yeah. My eyes, I don't like bright lights either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, that was 30 years working in television. It blinded me.
Yes, you
Took
you
out a
worked
couple
under
of
the bright
corneas.
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a big
It's
celebrity.
awful.
You always remind people of your celebrity.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's 12 minutes past the hour. John Peterson, Gordy Young, producer Sam, pushing the buttons and switches. It's Friday. Hey, that's a good thing. We made it through the week.
I can't wait till AI
What?
decides how I describe this little Fast and Furious episode of mine.
Do you think if we talk about AI during the show a lot, that it will start to grasp that we have a attitude about AI one way or the other if we keep talking about AI?
But I think AI might have an attitude toward the show hosts, John and Gordy.
It got us mixed up the other day on one of the descriptions.
It did. Yes, that's right. It gave attribution to you, I think,
Right.
instead of something that I said.
Exactly. So it's still learning.
We reprimanded AI for such an egregious act.
All right. Well,
Yes.
weather-wise today, we already mentioned the severe thunderstorm warnings till about 6:30, and then things should improve a bit.
Through northern Dane County.
Yes, and Columbia County and part of Sauk County and Iowa County, but those are moving along really quickly and should be out of here in 15 or 20 minutes and on their way to the east, hopefully. Otherwise, today, right now, it's 52 degrees. Would you like to know what the high today would be, John? Do you have that on your Samsung WMDX watch?
I do
The
have
afternoon
that
high?
on here.
And while you're doing that, check
I
the
hear it is.
sunrise and sunset.
I've got it now.
Do you
It's,
have it?
55 currently.
Okay.
A high of 67 today. Boy, it's warm this morning,
67.
isn't it?
Okay. Well, let's get out the lottery ball machine and see what that has to say
It has
about
ping pong sized hail in it.
That's what we're using today. First number coming up the shaft, it's 6. Second number is 4.
What?
64. What did you say?
I said 67.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
It's
Later
warm
on today.
It's really warm this morning.
It's warm in here. Well, we could douse the lights in here a little bit. Are those on dimmers? Those aren't dimmers, are they? No.
Here's the thing.
We could do the show in darkness. We should do that one day. Just do it in total darkness.
Total darkness.
Yeah.
No one can see us, right?
Yeah.
Or just not turn the cameras on.
Right.
There, I did put down my grass seed yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
You did that.
I went out in there.
Finally.
It's something else, Yeah, it's so easy to do, but yet it's something. Oh, I said, am I going to do it right? Am I going to blow this? How much grass seed am I going to have
You have the
left?
spreader, right?
Yeah, I got the
did that?
spreader. I filled up
Okay,
the
good.
spreader a whole bunch. In fact, I just used the whole damn bag. I didn't care. I kept going back out there, reseeding.
Really?
I didn't care. What's going to happen, right?
I don't know.
What, I'm going to be squeezed out of my yard by by overgrown grass?
You're gonna have it's gonna be like the green at a golf course now. That dense of grass.
Could
That's
be.
true,
Yeah.
but super long. So anyway, I get this job done finally, and I'm really happy with myself. And I know
Yeah.
rain is coming. So I look at the radar, and I'm looking at the storms, and they're missing Madison.
Oh, boy.
I was just like livid, I'm
No,
thinking,
no.
oh no, I've got all the grass seed out there. I'm going to feed the birds, I guess, at this point. And yeah, the storms went side by side just around Madison for some
Well, you
reason.
just got to get a sprinkler out. Didn't like you?
Yes.
Don't you have one from like when the kids or when your dog was young and they run through the sprinkler?
I did get the
Well,
hose.
perfect. There
I
you
finally
go.
I set up the hose and the hose reel out there yesterday as well.
Did you?
I was
Good.
going to use it, and I thought, nah. And then all of a sudden, what? It starts raining early evening last night,
Yeah, a little
and
bit.
it saved me. It saved me,
Good.
and I was happy.
Well, we'll get some more rain at times today, a little bit here and there.
Mhm.
That's what we're saying. So
Well,
hopefully
people-
your grass seed will be just fine.
I know a lot of people are worried about my grass.
Well, all your neighbors certainly are. They're very concerned about
know.
whatever you do over there.
That's true. That's
Hey,
true.
let's get to the National Day calendar
All
for
right.
April 18th. That's
We almost
today.
don't have time for it.
That was your plan all along, wasn't it?
No.
What is it, or is it not today? Is it National Exercise Day? National Blue Jean Denim Day?
Yeah.
National Animal Crackers Day? National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day? Or National Poem in Your Pocket Day?
It's not poem in your pocket.
Well,
Day.
you're wrong. It is National Poem in Your Pocket Day.
That was a dumb one. Okay.
Sam, do you take it?
What was the denim jean thing? Whatever. It's not that day.
National Blue Jean Denim Day?
Yeah.
You are correct, sir.
All right.
It's
What?
not.
Really?
It's not National Blue Jean Denim Day.
I'm looking at a blue jean pocket.
Well,
right
that's
there with a heart in
That's
it.
the Poem in Your Pocket Day.
Oh.
Yeah. See, you were looking at my screen, but you still screwed up. Okay. National Poem in Your Pocket. Oh, who doesn't love a good poem in your pocket once in a while?
I've said that before. You know.
Yeah. It shares the way poetry brings joy by simply carrying one in your pocket. When you share the poem, you'll bring joy to others. You imagine walking around the office and sharing the poem in your pocket.
I got a poem in my pocket. It sounds pretty sick.
HR wants to see you right now. Let's see. There's so many different styles of poetry. This day, however, places no restrictions on rhyme and okay, we're out of time
poems
already.
have to rhyme, or else
They
they're
gotta
not
rhyme.
poems.
Yeah, they do.
Let's continue this after the break.
Why don't we do that? It's John and Gordy in the morning. We'll be right back.
for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload.
WMDX 92.7. Jimmy Webb song, I believe.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Performed by Glenn Campbell. Lineman. Yeah. Wichita lineman.
Why are we playing
We're
that?
playing that because it's National Lineman Appreciation Day.
There you go.
On this day, it's got a picture there of a
Yeah.
lineman way up on a pole working on those
It's
lines.
Glenn Campbell.
It's Glenn Campbell, yeah. You know, those guys do hard work after storms and
It's
everything.
totally insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy dangerous.
is.
Yeah, a couple of my cousins are linemen, and
Really?
they go all over the Midwest whenever and wherever they're needed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, National Lineman Appreciation Day today honors the men and women who work around the clock to keep the power going. If the power is on where you are reading this article, you have a lineman to thank. There you go. Okay, well, give me their name and
All
I'll thank
right.
them. From the power plant, the grid crisscrossing the country, both above and underground, right up to the meters. What?
John, you turn your laptop speaker off. You don't care at all about
I
this,
really
do you?
don't care. Of course I care.
Okay. Okay, National Lineman Day. We salute all the line people out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were we? National Exercise Day. Get some
Yes.
exercise.
Got to exercise at least. I
Yeah.
just read that if you exercise at least 5 minutes every day,
Yeah.
it has a health benefit.
Well, they start out. Years ago they started out with like whatever minutes of exercise you should be having a day.
Right.
And then they found out that people still weren't exercising that amount. So then they just every year they keep lowering the number. If you exercise 1 minute a day, apparently that's like good enough for them.
Well, I was at Planet Fatness yesterday,
Yes.
and boy, there were a lot of people there. I don't know if they. Yeah, usually it's not that packed,
Yeah.
but there were a ton of people there yesterday. I mean, I guess getting ready for the Easter holiday.
Even
you
on
know.
a beautiful day,
Yeah.
they were indoors.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm trying to get in there 3 or 4 times a week, but it's
That's good. That's good.
That's the goal anyway. Let's see. National Animal Crackers Day. Remember Animal Crackers? They still make them, I think. National Animal Crackers Day celebrates a childhood favorite. A box of these sweet animal-shaped crackers not only provides a delicious snack, but also offers a little entertainment too. Who knew?
What?
I don't. Have you ever been entertained by your animal cracker?
Well, I think when I was maybe 2, lining up the animals to see which
Yes.
one would devour the other one.
And they're not that good. I don't know.
Well, I actually
Kinda
like them, but I'll tell you
cardboard
what,
taste.
okay. Now, there you go.
Not-
I was going to bring this up because you can buy bad animal crackers that don't taste like anything, like cardboard.
right.
And you
Yeah.
buy the good ones that have all this flavor in them.
Yeah.
And you just have to find the right ones. That's all. I think Craven, you
Mm-hmm.
can find the Craven brand that Woodman's has. I think
Mm-hmm.
those animal crackers are pretty good. And they have really good animal crackers at Costco. A big giant barrel of but it's hard. You buy a bad box of animal crackers and you go,
Right.
I'm never buying these damn things again.
Exactly. Yeah, they're really aimed at kids.
But no, they're so good. You just munch
that
on them,
good.
right? Why don't they add protein powder to those damn things and make them healthy?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day. Okay, this occurs annually on the 3rd Friday in April. The day aims to raise awareness and effectively rid homes of unused or expired prescription and over-the-counter
Just take them.
medicines.
Take them all.
Don't
That's how you clean them out.
No,
Just finally take
No.
those pills.
Set up a stand in front of your house,
no,
selling
God.
them like a lemonade stand.
I think that would be frowned upon by the authorities. How do you dispose of your expired or unused medications? Well, environmental studies show that flushing medications, that flows right into our water supply.
That's
so
right.
that's a bad idea.
Yes.
They negatively impact the fish we eat and the water we drink.
How do
So-
we dispose of them?
Well, they have these days, they have these special National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day, like today, to remove your home of risks associated with leftover medications. And there's an agency, the Drug Enforcement Agency, if they're still a thing in business.
Well, I think
don't
they
know.
probably cut that
Do
too.
you think so?
Maybe we're supposed to take it to a pharmacy where they can dispose of this. I would assume that's
sure.
probably the easiest
Yes.
way to do it.
Ask your local pharmacist.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm skimming ahead here
I
to see if
know,
they
I
offer
see
any
that.
advice, and they don't really do that.
No.
You would think here on National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day that they would give you some
A whole
advice.
bunch of places and links,
Yeah,
right?
no, not going to do it. Okay. Anything in the history books today, Sam? Do
It's
we have
about time you asked me.
Please, God, look at-
He
move on.
waits so patiently for his moment of stardom.
This is your spotlight.
Exactly.
Spotlight on Sam.
Wow.
Okay, go.
History in the Reformation. Martin Luther, right? Not Martin Luther King, but Martin Luther.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
My
Today-
whole religion is based
Yeah,
on that
Luther.
guy.
Exactly. Today in 1521. This is just like a really funny name because of how English works. Martin Luther was called to the diet of worms. Now you might be asking, what is the diet of worms?
I was just going to ask.
It's not where a bunch of people get together and eat some kind of delicacy worm or anything. It was a group of people in the Holy Roman Empire, a gathering at a place called Worms in Germany.
Oh.
And basically they were interrogating him about his 95 theses that he posted up on the wall of a
Yes.
church.
Okay.
Caused a big ruckus.
He did.
And
Yeah.
he defended himself and said, "Yeah, you can call me a heretic, you can excommunicate me, whatever. I'm going to stand by what I said."
That's right. People had to pay to become a Catholic or to be a Catholic.
to
or they guilt
achieve
trip a lot of
salvation,
people
yeah.
into it. Yes.
Really?
Yep. And Martin Luther basically came out against all of that stuff. And boy, he had a hard time, a difficult time. But he
Yeah, caused a few wars. Not a big
just,
deal.
yeah, just minor.
Okay.
Today in 1775, it's the anniversary of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride.
Oh, sure.
The British are coming. The
Old
British
North
are coming.
Church. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just watched something on that last night.
Yeah.
Where they were talking about how the British were going to come into what's the town?
Boston.
No, it was
Lexington and
Oh,
Concord.
Lexington.
Yes. And they had lanterns in a tower,
Right.
a church tower,
Right.
and 2 lanterns said they were coming by sea, and 1 lantern on land,
That's it. Yeah.
That's right.
and they're going to reenact that.
Oh,
How
yeah.
exciting.
Trump, they're going to reenact it because of Trump.
Oh, boy.
One if
Okay.
by land, two if by sea.
Yes.
All right, that's it for this half hour, but we've got a lot more to come. In about an hour, Rökker will be in the studio with a look at the Max Inc. preview, local music, and Midwest Farm Report coming up. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. Shut up. And shut the fuck up.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down, until humanity was incapable of solving even its most basic problems.
Just doing my civic duty, sir.
No! You dense, irritating miniature beast of burden!
We can duck and cover. There's a fallout shelter right there.
There's no way to survive this, you idiot!
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Oh, yes.
92.7 WMDX. It's John Peterson, Gordy Young, with producer Sam. Some storms rolling through our area, but they're moving very quickly and moving off to the east. The rest of the day, we'll see some clouds and some scattered showers. Yes, Sam?
They're in a hurry to get to their Easter weekend family gathering, right?
You think
That's
so?
why they're moving so fast.
Yeah,
right.
Easter week. Are you doing anything special for Easter? Are you
Not
going
really,
to Grandma's
no.
house or anything? No?
No, I wasn't
Okay.
planning.
Yeah, it's a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Lafayette, Greene, southwestern Columbia, and, of course, Dane County, northern parts of Dane County, but it looks like it's really going to hit Dane County as far as my radar is concerned.
You got the radar going?
I do have the radar
Yeah.
going, so that's going on until about 7 o'clock at least,
Oh, okay. Well, they
according to this.
extended that. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, it's awfully dark out. We were just commenting during the break there that, boy, it's dark downtown.
Well, they have a location in their Camp Randall Stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they mentioned that
what?
along with Mount Vernon, Henry Vilas Zoo, Mazomanie, Arlington, Blue Mounds, Albany, Camp Randall Stadium, Monticello, New Glarus, Pine Bluff, the Interstate 9094 interchange, Poinet, Shorewood Hills, Lake Wisconsin.
Are they still talking about ping pong ball size hail?
I
Is that
don't
in the mix. Or
I
is
don't
that,
see that in here, but we should mention that.
It is. I think we're starting to see
Yeah, now
just
here,
a little bit of rain.
I think this might be the difference here. 2-inch hail.
Oh.
Is that bigger than ping pong balls?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, that's bigger than a ping
That's
pong
huge.
ball.
That's
yeah.
probably golf ball, actually bigger than a golf ball. That's
It's
Almost-
like a
almost-
small wiffle ball.
Oh, small wiffle.
Small.
How about
wiffle ball.
a tennis ball? Maybe a tennis ball?
Yeah, a tennis ball. There you
That's
go.
boy,
60
that's-
mile per hour winds.
You don't want to get hit with those.
No.
Those are
So
bad.
that's happening.
Okay.
Are
well,
you
it's-
speaking from experience, Gordy?
no, but I would not advise being out
Yeah.
there.
It's hard to know that we had sunrise at 6:10 because
I
it's like night out there right now.
Yes, very dark.
Yeah. So
Okay.
anyway, Idiocracy, that's what we're celebrating. But we also are going to revive something that we put on hold for a long time.
We're
because-
bringing back a John and Gordy segment.
Well, we were warned by the fire
Special
department here
thing?
in Madison not to use this anymore, but oh, the hell with it. We got so much stuff to play and
Well,
burn.
what are you talking about?
This is a dumpster fire Friday.
Oh, the
again.
dumpster's back.
Got a lot of
Get that fire going during the storms here. That's good.
stories. Ooh, that's nice. That's hot.
It's nice and warm.
Oh,
Get
it
the
is.
marshmallows out. Okay. So we got a lot of stories to throw in the dumpster here.
We do.
Get caught up on
Well,
things.
Doge is active, and they cut the CDC team as it was about to start a project to help North Carolina flood victims.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
They don't really plan these things out too well, right? So anyway, good luck, North Carolina. Oh,
you're on your own, I guess.
Speaking of North Carolina, Trump went to North Carolina.
Oh, he did.
And of course, he lied to them, and he got them to vote for him, saying that Biden wasn't helping them over Hurricane Helene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got their votes, and he decided not to help them over Hurricane Helene. So there you go. Nice going.
How
North
unusual.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Aren't they getting tired of being?
Lied to?
Yeah, you'd think, right?
You would.
Oh,
you would expect
God,
that.
That's just crazy stuff.
I know it. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that's one
first
big story. Can we throw
Okay,
that
fire
into
up the dumpster again.
Just
Here,
toss that in.
Put
there.
another log on the fire.
So
Okay.
done with it.
Okay. Whoa, there we go. Oh, look out for the sparks. Oh,
Wow, that is hot.
got some burners there.
All right, now let's go to the Defense Department, okay? Employees with the Pentagon's Digital Technology Unit, dubbed the SWAT team of nerds, have decided to resign together.
SWAT team of nerds.
You know, I've got my own SWAT team of nerds at home. Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, have decided to resign together rather than deal with changes being brought about by Elon Musk's Department of, I'm not even going to say it, just Doge. They're not. There's no
It's a
efficiency
fake-
at all in that department.
No.
Anyway, they are effectively shutting down the tech unit by the end of this month. And without the program, some key efforts to counter adversarial drones will be sunsetted. So I guess we don't really need all of this extraneous spending and fraud. And
No. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oops. Sorry. No, that's
Oh, I
Now
thought
you're
so.
listening to stuff
I-
in the middle of the show.
Oh,
Well, could we toss that into the dumpster, please?
okay. Yeah, let's get
Because
that
I
in there.
have to get rid of this stuff.
Okay.
I just can't hold on to it forever.
Okay.
All right. Okay, how about this?
Got more?
Yeah,
Okay.
Steve Ratner, you know, the
Oh, yeah.
economist guy on
Morning show. Yeah.
He said this: tax cuts account for 38% of the national debt, while recession responses and spending increases each caused about 29%. 38% for tax cuts, 29% for two things: recessions and spending increases. And now the Republicans want to pass $5.3 trillion in tax cuts. And he says, we can't keep this up.
Really?
Toss that in the
Get it in the
dumpster, my
dumpster.
friend.
Come on.
We know what we're doing here.
Fire it up.
Oh, man.
Get it out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Here comes the fire department. Oh, look, it's
They
raining
warned-
outside
they
now,
warned us
too.
and they warned us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
boy, let's keep that fire going, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
All right. Here's something I thought was fairly entertaining. You know, MAGAs don't like the woke idea. So there is therapy now. And Tracy Ullman put together a therapy group for those who are suffering from wokeness.
Tracy Ullman.
Yes, this is cut 154.
Okay.
So let's listen to one of those sessions, shall we?
Okay, everyone, welcome. This support group is for people who are so woke that they are finding it impossible to have any fun at all. We have somebody new with us this week, so would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Oscar. I think, like a lot of you guys, for me, it started with the little things. Signing an online petition, going to a march. Well, I mean, before I knew it, I was writing to the Guardian about LGBT representation in the Harry Potter books.
Which is shocking, by the way.
All right, Lily. We've all read your blog. Don't worry, Oscar. You've come to the right place. All of the young people in this room are ruining their lives by being overly virtuous.
That's actually a microaggression to say young people because it carries subconscious bias towards the elderly.
Actually, what you're doing is denying agency to the elderly, which is arguably much worse.
So this is what I'm talking about. You see, it's a slippery slope. 1 minute you're carrying a reusable water bottle, fine, and the next minute you're arguing that water is racist.
Oh my God, is water racist?
No, it's just an example. Right, how did you guys get on with the homework that I set you?
Guys isn't an especially inclusive term.
Not now, Jamie.
By homework, do you mean having to watch that old people sitcom?
It's called Friends, Lily, and you were supposed to watch it and enjoy it.
Well, I tried, but I found it deeply problematic.
Why?
Well, there's the homophobia, the transphobia, the fatism, and the slut shaming, and could Chandler be any more annoying?
You can't go through your 20s worrying about every aspect of everything. You have to pick your battles. And just remember that it doesn't really matter, because by the time you hit your 30s, most of you are going to be massively right-wing anyway. Have any of you started to think that maybe poor people don't deserve benefits?
No.
Well, watch out for that one, because that's how it starts.
Okay.
See, little session on wokeness.
Tracy Ullman.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from her in a while.
Great. So she's
That's
been out
good.
there a lot.
Yeah.
All right, now
What?
let's save that one because that's a good one. We don't
What?
want to burn that.
What?
We don't want to throw that into the dumpster fire. Oh, don't. Whoa,
Okay.
Sam.
Here we go.
Oh.
Yep. There it goes. Okay.
Oh, well, I guess,
Yeah.
I'm a saver, I like to save little
You're a
bits and
hoarder.
stuff like that.
Yeah, you are a hoarder. We were talking yesterday about all of the video and audio tapes that you've collected over
reel-to-reel
50 plus
tapes.
years. Yeah.
Yes, I know. It's ridiculous. It really is.
You have a storage room filled with that stuff.
But I
I'm
didn't
sure.
anticipate the digital age.
No,
I
you
didn't anticipate 4K
Well, here's the thing. The digital age has been here for more than 20 years, John.
Well, no, when I was recording when, cable first came in and you could watch all the old shows again, and they were playing everything they could possibly find because there wasn't a lot of material. So they just, they dumped all of the ages of great comedy. And I was saving it all thinking, I'm archiving this for all time. I'm going to be the guy everybody's going to go to. I'm the national archivist,
Right.
Oh, lightning out there right now.
We're getting thunder and lightning, State Street. And
hail.
Some
it's coming down.
Heavy rain and hail, yes.
But then I realized, too, that I have VHS and beta tapes that were all snowy and bad reception.
Yeah.
The early days of cable wasn't real clear.
No.
So, we had a lot of problems. All right, let's get back to Idiocracy. Do we have time here?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, sure.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, how about this? Elon Musk is being challenged by his old partner, Sam Altman.
Really?
Yeah, Sam Altman and he used to work together on OpenAI, and of course they had a difference of opinion on that. OpenAI became a commercial product as opposed to just a free product, and Elon didn't like that. Tough luck, man. Anyway, OpenAI is quietly working on its own X-like social media network, complete with a social feed center and something very similar to ChatGPT. All right. So they're wondering now, is it going to be a separate app or is it going to be part of ChatGPT? They don't know whether they're going to combine it. I think Elon is combining his AI
thing
app.
Okay.
AI. He's combined his, and I guess, who knows? Sam Altman might be out there doing his thing. So this is good news. This is competition. That's what it's all about.
Competition is good. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened to the dumpster? The fire is
gone down. You grabbed that story out of my hand. You're throwing it away, man.
Well,
all right. Well, okay.
Time to move on.
Get our lives back. All right. Here we go.
What's next?
All right. Well,
the
okay.
Dumpster fires starting to go out.
This is a bit of paranoia, and that's what we have in our president. Trump is fearful that the EU, European Union, was set up to destroy the U.S.
Yes.
So this is cut 97. Let's listen to this.
Okay.
The EU has been very tough over the years. I always say it was formed to really do damage to the United States and trade.
Always say that.
That's the reason it was formed. It was formed with all of the countries from Europe, I guess most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And they formed together to create a little bit of a monopoly situation, to create a unified force against the United States for trade. So they have NATO, which is largely the same countries, and they took advantage of us dollar-wise and militarily until I got there.
It's counting his pennies, It's the countries in the European Union, but not all of them. Just some of them.
But not all of them.
We're really glad that he thought that through. He always does that to make it sound like he really thought about it.
He knows what he's talking about.
But here is the actual truth. This is cut 93. Let's listen.
President Trump announced the implementation of 20% reciprocal tariffs on EU nations. This would significantly cut the volume of transatlantic trade. Why has he done this?
The European Union was formed in order to screw the United States. That's the purpose of it.
That's good.
All right. Yeah. So, but I want you to pick that up after the break here. Because he goes on to explain why that's a ridiculous comment. Of course, we all recognize it's a dumbass comment anyway. Just on the surface, we don't need to know any more. But I do want to know more as we dig deeper and deeper into the Dumpster Fire Friday.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, we'll be giving away our last pair of tickets to the Milwaukee Film Festival that's going on next week.
Yeah, general admission tickets.
That's
you can pick
right.
your theater.
You can pick your theater and pick your film. And Rökker will be back in the studio because it's Friday, and he'll have a Maxing preview, some great local music happening around our area. It's all coming up on John and Gordy in the morning. Happy Friday. Be right back.
WMTX, John and Gordy in the morning.
Burning love.
I know. What a strange thing this was. Oh, boy.
Very weird.
No, it didn't bring him back.
It is 6:52, John and Gordy in the morning. And
Dumpster Fire Friday. That's
Yeah.
what we're celebrating here
Yeah.
during Idiocracy.
Mm-hmm. We're getting rain showers and some thunderstorms and some hail here and there. And we're going to see the storms moving out, but some of the rain lingering off and on today.
We got a text from Matt.
Yeah.
He said, and as soon as I get rid of this damn box.
Get the cursor over. Here, why don't you give that to
No,
Tom?
I can't control it with my left hand. Totally destructive.
Okay.
Matt out in Middleton says, we have to exercise so we can eat more. And that is so true, isn't it?
Yeah, we were talking about exercise.
Right, you can
earlier.
snack. It gives you an excuse to snack because, well, I exercise. I burn a lot of calories.
Yes.
I can add a few extras. It doesn't matter at this point.
Well, people are getting ready for Easter. They have Easter get-togethers and, get the family together, have an Easter dinner, right?
Or how about Steve Clemens out in Sun Prairie?
Yeah.
He says, whenever I hear this term used in the media, doge,
yeah,
I yell out, it's pronounced douche. There you go.
Okay, Steve, thank you for that.
Well, the whole thing here is, there was a song, right? Blinded by the Light, which Manfred Mann sang douche in it, right?
Well, Springsteen wrote it. The word is actually deuce in the lyrics.
And did Springsteen reason why he said deuce in the first place?
Who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
Rock trivia time now. No, yeah.
But you watched it. It was a concert film, right? Or
okay. Springsteen did that one-man show a few years ago on Broadway, and you can see clips of that show where he kind of goes through his whole, a lot of his most popular songs and sort of explains them.
Line by line.
Plays a few of them on just acoustic guitar. And that one, he went deep on that one and talked about every line in that song and how it really was
didn't
just
make
something.
Any sense at all.
Okay. It didn't really. Yeah.
We're talking.
Okay.
We're talking about the EU and how it was put together to do something negative against the U.S. I mean, this is a theory now that Trump is throwing out there, saying that the EU wants to destroy the U.S. and that's why they brought it together. But there is a truth to that. Now let's play the explanation on that, which we didn't have time for before. Let's play it.
President Trump announced the implementation of 20% reciprocal tariffs on EU nations. This would significantly cut the volume of transatlantic trade. Why has he done this?
The European Union was formed in order to screw the United States. That's the purpose of it.
Is this true? Let's dive into the history. I'm Ben Steele. I'm Senior Fellow and Director of International Economics at the Council on Foreign Relations. I study macroeconomics and in particular right now, trade policy. In the immediate aftermath of World War II, Western Europe was completely devastated. Its economy was no longer functioning. The United States was rapidly withdrawing its troops from Europe. The State Department in the United States, however, was very concerned that unless these states cooperated, they would not be able to recover quickly. They would not be able to provide for their own security, and they would not be good long-term customers for U.S. industry. So the plan that was developed within the State Department was to revive Europe's economy as quickly as possible with large-scale financial aid accompanied by an integration of the European economies so that they would interact as efficiently as possible. America's primary aim was to rebalance the European economies, since they could not afford American capital goods, quickly revitalize their economies and make them good long-term customers for American products. And that is exactly what happened. There were conflicts in the trade relationship, but on balance, it was very good for U.S. growth. And I think this only serves to underscore
that's an explanation. I think it's pretty good. I mean,
it is.
That's the whole reason. And we did it. We brought this on ourselves. It wasn't the EU's plan at all.
Right.
All right, let's go to Mark. He's on the line. What do you got for us, Mark, this morning?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, you brought up, Tracy, a couple of things you brought up. Tracy Ullman earlier, that I can remember the bit she had on her show, Tracy Ullman show, that her painted black bit, where to the tune of the Stones painted black. I mean, she wakes up with her entire picture painted black. That that's a great bit there. But for Donald Trump, I mean, to criticize, like going over to Europe, for anything, Trump seems to have imported a lot of his wives from over in Europe. Of course, it's Eastern Europe he's got them from, and they're apparently they're all coming from the former Soviet Union. Well, maybe that's his little Russian connection right there.
That could be. That could
Possibly.
be. Yes. That it is kind of an amazing coincidence.
His brain, and you notice a big old bald spot then on Trump's head that just gets getting bigger and bigger, that his comb over just isn't quite covering it anymore, and maybe that's part of his complete decline.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, thank you for those comments.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I think he's wearing a little piece, a little hair piece now. They glue on there.
I think so.
Yeah.
We've got a text here from Doug.
Yeah.
He says, you guys had the rug pulled out from under you by Marjorie Taylor Greene. She used tasers at her town meeting and instantly got nationwide viral coverage.
Yeah, he was encouraging us to have a taser fight.
That's right. The coverage could have been yours if you had moved ahead with the John and Gordy Taser Festival.
Yeah, we missed the boat on that one.
Doug,
Doug
should be in charge of our promotion department.
He should. Okay, coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, we'll have a couple more tickets to the Milwaukee Film Festival, and Rökker will join us in studio with a vaccine preview, all coming up.
On a Dumpster Fire Friday.
That's it.
As we were saying, let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.
recap.
Hey, Savannah.
Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning. How's it going?
Hey, there she
Hi,
is.
good.
Okay.
Good. So what do you got for us today?
Well, I think the biggest thing of the week was Mary Beth Whitzel Bell standing down. And then I got an update from the Wisconsin Elections Commission on their investigation into her yesterday. Or not investigation into her, investigation into the missing ballots.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you like, we could talk about eggs and how expensive they are and how chocolate is even more expensive this year as we head into Easter weekend.
Really?
Or we can talk about there's now a contractor for the Imagination Center on the east side.
No, let's do the chocolate and the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
got it.
definitely do
let's
that
have
one.
some fun with that. Yeah.
So the election, this is having to do with the election thing in Dane County, not the blow up for the election commission, right?
She was the city clerk, right? Or no?
Yes,
She
she
quit.
was the city clerk
Yeah.
for the last
She-
19 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But not that blow. They had a confrontation in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
The election commission. Wasn't
20
it?
seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Well,
was a long story, but it was actually
we-
in that discussion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
10 seconds.
Transmitted by wire. Here is the latest news brought into your own living room.
You'll be hard to satisfy with anything less.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Talk is cheap. Gib. Always gossiping.
It's the John and Gordy Show
This is Hi-Fi Plus.
And that's the way it is.
We'll do it live.
on 92.7 FM WMDX. Take it away, boys.
It's a dumpster fire Friday. We're clearing out a lot of stuff we didn't have a chance to cover earlier.
That's
so-
right. 6 minutes past the hour. Rain showers moving through. Looks like the thunderstorms have moved off to the east for the most part.
Well, it really came down, didn't it? though?
Yeah, we got some heavy rain moving through State Street. Looks like it's still raining out there. This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning brought to you by Verlo Mattress of Madison. Wake up, sleep better on a Verlo mattress. A lot has changed since 1958, but some things have remained constant. Throughout Verlo's history, they're still direct-to-consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. Verlo Mattress of Madison, 2 Madison locations, east and west, and you can find out more by going to verlo.com. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll be giving away another chance to win tickets to the Milwaukee Film Festival, and Rökker will also join us later in the hour. Right now, Savannah Tomei Olson is with us for some news headlines. Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good.
We're hunkered down here in the
Yeah.
studio, watching the rain and the hail and the thunderstorms moving through. But
Not
Protected
gonna
by
lie,
the.
it's tough to get out of bed when you've got
Yeah.
a morning like this.
Oh, I know.
No
I know.
kidding.
And we're trying to keep everybody, safe
yeah,
and
up to
secure
date.
within their homes.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do.
Stay indoors.
Yeah, just stay inside. So, what do you got for us this
Yeah.
morning? What's at the top of the news?
Well, the big story of the week here was that Madison City Clerk Mary Beth Whitzel Bell resigned. I think the writing was on the wall here. She had been on administrative leave for about a month as they investigated those 193 ballots that went uncounted in November. And I think the thing that both the Wisconsin Elections Commission and the mayor's office have brought up repeatedly is that nobody knew about it until almost a month later. I think that's the real clincher here, considering, mistakes can happen anywhere. However, finding those ballots and not letting anybody in on the mistake seems to be a real sore spot for a lot of leaders here.
Yeah, it
So
was.
there are these 2 separate investigations, and the one from the Wisconsin Elections Commission is going to keep going. They've now kept this going in 2 of their last meetings where we expected some kind of report or update, and they said this time they have deposed people, including Mary Beth Whitzel Bell, and they're going to keep deposing more people. So we don't know exactly who else they're going to be talking to here, but it seems like they have even more that they want to look into.
Yeah, there was a big blow up too. The Wisconsin Election Commission had a big dispute between Ann Jacobs, the commissioner chair, and Bob Spindell, who's a troublemaker and a right winger. But anyway, that's my opinion. But they argued back and forth. Is that because of this discussion about the Dane County ballots?
They did. So they were in this discussion about the ballots here in Madison in that investigation. And Bob Spindell wanted to change the subject and talk about the spots in Milwaukee that did not have enough ballots on election night here in April. And that is not on their agenda, which by law, they're only supposed to talk about the things that are on their scheduled agenda that gets released to the public. This was not the first time I've seen Bob Spindell do this sort of thing. But you can tell that it's happened many, many, many times by Ann Jacobs' reaction.
Should we
I've been
play
in
a
lots
little?
of these meetings. I've never seen anything like that.
Do we have that?
Yeah, we do have that. What, cut 183? Let's play a little part of it here. It's yelling at each other, so it explains itself. Let's listen.
That even more serious problem is in the city of Milwaukee, where Channel 12 has been doing an expo with several long segments on the city of Milwaukee Election Commission running out of ballots on April 1st to the point that 69 out of 189 locations had ballot issues with 9 polling locations running out of ballots altogether.
Bob,
and
you
voters
need
actually
to
waiting
stop,
for hours
or
to
I
be
will
able
ask
to
you to
vote.
leave this
Yet
meeting.
not already left to go.
Bob,
This coupled with a black curtain.
Okay, so you get the idea, right?
Yes.
Then he said, well, you're trying to silence me. No, you're trying to control you.
Yeah.
It was really something. My phone was immediately lighting up with the other reporters who have covered election mechanics with me, people in the room who looked over at some of the communications folks from the Wisconsin Elections Commission and said they were avoiding eye contact, and you can't blame them for that.
Well, there's an irony there, too, because Bob Spindell is part of the Republican Party, and the Republican Party does want to see longer lines at elections to discourage people from going out to vote. So he's there saying there were long lines and it was terrible, that could happen in Milwaukee because there were short ballots at some of the places.
Right.
Yeah, so some people did have to wait. All right, what else you got? Oh,
yeah, anything for Easter weekend here? What's you got a story
we
on
all,
this, right?
We all know the price of eggs is crazy, right? The average is a little over $6 for a dozen eggs right now. But I looked up the price of chocolate, and that's way worse.
Oh.
So
Wow.
at this time, it's crazy. At this time last year, a ton of cocoa cost about $2,000. And right now, it's about $8,400 a ton.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it's, and then you add the potential for tariffs because most of our cocoa is imported. It has to grow in tropical climates. So those costs could rise even further. So even the average little Easter chocolate bunny is a little more expensive this year and could get more expensive from there too.
Oh, man.
That's sad.
There's a thread on chocolate bunnies this year.
I like the chocolate bunnies.
I mean, now, people are cutting back on dyeing the eggs because the eggs are so expensive.
Right.
We're losing our holidays because of all this stuff.
Oh, brother.
Gosh.
Okay. What are we going to do?
Blame Trump. All right.
Savannah, thank you so much. You have a good Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we'll
you
talk
guys
to you.
do. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, very good.
Take care.
That's Savannah Tomei Olson, our bureau chief for WMDX News. Okay. This portion, did I mention this before? If I haven't mentioned it, I should mention it right now.
Could you mention it? Because we're all on the pins and needles here.
Yes, I know. You're on the edge of your chair. This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by Verlo Mattress of Madison. Wake up and sleep better on a Verlo mattress. A lot has changed since 1958. Some things remain constant throughout Verlo's history. They are still direct-to-consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. Verlo Mattress, 2 Madison locations, east and west, or just go to verlo.com. Okay.
I'm just reading this Chiron on CNN. Rubio says it's time to move on if Russia-Ukraine war can't be ended.
That's
and
the
then just
statement.
Push it aside, forget
Just
about it.
Move
You don't
on.
need it. Well,
we got other things happening. We don't have time for
wow.
that. Yeah, that's kind of a change of thought, isn't it?
This is really not a good
Thought they were going to solve that on day one, but apparently not.
We just have to move on. That's how simple this whole solution is. Let's just move on.
So much for if you try and fail, then try again. I guess it's if you try and fail, then just brush it into the corner and forget about it.
That's right. Oh, man. All right. Dumpster Fire Friday?
Let's get the fire going again.
All right, let's go.
All
I
right,
got to
fire
start
it up.
here. We talked
we
about ICE agents arresting the wrong people. They
they've
tried
been
to
doing
arrest a 19-year-old teen in New York City.
What?
Another Kilmar Abrego Garcia attempt, apparently. And, of course, the good news is that Senator Chris Van Hollen met with Kilmar.
Yes, that was
and
breaking news
that
last
was
evening.
a big
yes.
event.
Yeah,
so,
they took pictures and everything. And, we'll find out more on that.
And here, in union boss Sean McGarvey demanded that Kilmar be brought back. And this is a part of his speech. I thought this was really a great moment because there was a standing ovation at the end. So listen for that. This is cut 165. This is the union boss,
Okay.
All right, Sean McGarvey.
We're not red. We're not blue. We're the building trades, the backbone of America. You want to build a $5 billion data center? Want more six-figure careers with health care retirement and no college debt? You don't call Elon Musk. You call us. North America's building trades unions. And yeah, that means all of us, including our brother, smart apprentice, Kilmar Arbrega Garcia, who we demand to be returned to us and his family now. Bring him home.
Standing ovation right here. Yeah. All right, now I got this latest clip from Caroline Levitt. I thought this was just so egregious, so horrific. She is so, I don't even know how to describe it.
She's a piece of work.
Yeah, that's it. She is an absolute piece of work. This is the latest, and it's jaw-dropping stuff. This is cut 156. Let's listen.
Yesterday in the Oval Office, administration officials made it very clear that El Salvador is responsible for Mr. Abrego Garcia, yet El Salvador's president said we're not going to do anything with him. So my question is, who is responsible for this man and where he's going to end up?
Well, no. First of all, President Bukele said that he is not going to smuggle a foreign terrorist back into the United States of America, as many in this room in the Democrat Party seemingly want him to do. Abrego Garcia was a foreign terrorist. He is an MS-13 gang member. He was engaged in human trafficking. He illegally came into our country. And so deporting him back to El Salvador was always going to be the end result. There is never going to be a world in which this is an individual who's going to live a peaceful life in Maryland because he is a foreign terrorist and an MS-13 gang member.
No, he isn't.
Not only have we confirmed that, President Bukele yesterday in the Oval Office confirmed that as well.
No, he didn't.
So he went back to his home country where he will face consequences for his gang affiliation and his engagement in human trafficking.
Not true.
I'm not sure what is so difficult about this for everyone in the media to understand. And it's appalling, truly appalling, that there has been so much time covering this alleged human trafficker and this gang member, MS-13 gang member. It's truly striking to me.
She admits it's alleged.
They're calling her Bubblegum Barbie now.
Caroline Levitt. It's so well-deserved, well-deserved. Because all of this stuff, they're going by the fact that it was presented as though he is part of MS-13, and it's part of the transcript. But it was never proven that he was. It's just something that was said in court. And that's why they're saying, well, it's the courts even said it. Well, you said it in the court. It doesn't mean that they came to that conclusion.
Exactly. It's just alleged. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. We got to throw that story out, though.
Oh, okay. Let's throw it out. There it goes. Perfect.
It is 18 minutes past the hour. Watch yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
It's a hot dumpster.
Phone lines are open, 608-879-8255. That's 879-TALK, or you can always get a hold of us on the Civic Media app. Yes?
We almost had a Kilmar Abrego Garcia moment here in the Fox Valley. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Got that story coming up. Let's give away a pair of tickets to the Milwaukee Film Fest. You can text us on the Civic Media app. Text the word tickets. You could be going to a film of your choice at the Milwaukee Film Festival next week. Again, the word is tickets. You can text us on the Civic Media app. Coming back with more after this.
Hi, Brittany.
Good morning. You guys are still alive.
Hey,
We
Brittany.
are. Boy, we got hit.
What size hail
we
did
had
you
some-
get?
Well,
Out the window, it didn't look that big.
It didn't look that big, but
Okay.
they keep talking about ping pong ball size hail somewhere.
Somewhere. I got where.
I'm trying to find the brewery in Milwaukee here. Oh, man.
There's probably a lot of
Water
breweries
Street?
in Milwaukee.
I know there's
Right?
way too many.
Which one?
I think. Oh no, here it is. I got it. The Explorium. Explorium. And I'm going to recommend that place. Okay.
Rökker's got an extension for his headphones, so
Oh, he does?
so he can walk around.
Oh, that's what that is.
Oh, did we get there? Here it is.
You know, I think that's what I need. I love the pace. No, I'd have to have it permanently because I pace at home and I
We
talk
get you
to
the
myself.
sports.
We need to put you in a straitjacket.
Yeah.
You do? I wouldn't mind one for my
20
home
seconds.
studio. I'd buy it from you. I'll buy it from you.
What is that? What? Buy what?
Here, I got some scripts from last week. These are recyclable.
10 seconds.
Okay.
10 seconds. Okay.
What's new with the weather? What's new? What's with the temperature now? What's the high? What's the low?
7:21. John and Gordy in the morning. WMDX, Madison. Rain showers still coming down in the capital city. And Brittany Merlot, our chief meteorologist, joins us now. Good morning, Brittany. Boy, we got some heavy weather moving
That's
through.
right. I didn't see any of those ping pong sized hail balls, but I was really looking forward to a new roof too.
I was going to say, that right there is an automatic new roof through insurance. It is damaging those shingles 100%. But yeah, it looks like the ping pong ball size hail stayed south of you, thankfully. Oh, you still got the
okay,
hail. Yeah, I'm seeing reports in New Glarus right now of ping pong ball size hail here. And then there was also baseball size hail in Platteville. So it was pretty
Wow.
massive. Yeah. And that can just shatter windows and windshields.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that could
Yeah.
cause all kinds of problems. Yeah.
So
is the
everyone's
worst of
okay
it?
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the
It
worst
looks
of
like
it
the worst of
moving
it
away? Yeah.
has moved off. Yes, it is off to the east now. That severe thunderstorm is continuing to roll away from you guys. It's pretty much the biggest hail right now is hitting Edgerton at the moment and then headed south towards Whitewater and in towards the Milwaukee area. So that's moving away. We do have another round behind it. So don't be shocked if some more rumbles of thunder and more rain starts to spark up and intensify. That one is severe warned, but it isn't really packing much at all. It's going to just roll through here with some gusty winds and some heavy downpours. But after that, we start to lessen things out, some scattered light rain throughout the rest of the morning, staying stuck under cloudy skies. High temperatures today still will make it to the low 70s, which is
Good.
actually not the best. We don't want that.
What?
No.
Oh, we
don't
don't
want that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Why don't we want that?
Because if you actually
Tornadoes?
stay cooler, you'd have a chance of just regular rain and rumbles of thunder. But if you're getting that warm, if you do hit that 70 degrees today, be ready around 5 o'clock or so for more severe thunderstorms to spike up. And again, large hail, damaging winds. Those are the main risks. There is a tiny tornado chance. I just think those are going to stay much further into Illinois and Iowa and away from us. But
All
stay
right.
aware tonight. One more round
Yeah.
still to go.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
That was pretty threatening, that's for sure. I mean, it was dark all the way up to way past sunrise.
Yeah. So for the rest of the Easter holiday weekend, how are things shaping up for Saturday, Sunday?
Really, really nice, honestly. The cold front moves through tonight. It starts to clear us out overnight. We'll be waking up tomorrow to dry conditions, sunny skies, but cooler. It will be in the mid 50s tomorrow. We'll slide to the mid to low 50s on Sunday with a sunny start to the day. We'll see clouds increasing throughout the afternoon, and then more rain moves in from the south on Sunday night and into our Monday.
All right. I know you're going to ask about my lawn, and I did get the seed down, and everything is just
Good.
fine now. So All right.
Yay.
Well, as far as we know now, yeah.
Well, how's your gazebo, my man?
Well,
True.
I'll find out when I get home, I guess. Probably
Oh, man.
blowing down Campus Drive on its way to the Capitol by now.
Your neighbors would wish, anyway.
Apparently. All right, Brittany, thank you so much. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Yeah.
Have a
Have
good
a good
weekend.
weekend.
You
Okay.
as
That's
well.
our
All right.
WMDX chief meteorologist, Brittany Merlot. And we still have that pair of tickets up for grabs to the Milwaukee Film Festival. You can text us on our Civic Media app and text the word tickets. We'll draw for those tickets here shortly.
Now, I
Right,
know
Sam?
I know a lot of people have been seeing the stories nationwide about people getting warnings from immigration saying that they're going to be deported. And it's freaking a lot of people out. I mean, just normal, everyday Americans out there getting notifications that
Yes.
they're going to
Just
be tossed out of the country.
At random,
And
apparently.
it happened up in Neenah. Neenah resident Tom France, a 68-year-old retired college administrator and teacher,
Yeah.
and American citizen born in Western Pennsylvania, got one of those notifications. Let's listen to cut 190 here. And this is him explaining the situation as it was.
When Neenah resident Tom France saw a pair of identical emails from the Department of Homeland Security in his inbox, he didn't think it was real.
My first reaction was, this is a joke.
Then he read the email more closely. It told him that he was in the country on humanitarian parole. It said his parole was being revoked and he should leave the country immediately or he could be deported.
My fear was that it could compound, right? And if it compounded, then what were the consequences for me?
France got in touch with Senator Tammy Baldwin's office. The senator helped him resolve the issue with immigration officials. He says he still isn't sure why he got the letter. In a statement, Baldwin called it an attempt by the Trump administration to deport a U.S. citizen. Joe Schultz, Wisconsin Public Radio.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. They have been testing the waters on that, deporting American citizens to El Salvador if they're evil enough. And it's, of course, a determination that the administration wants to make for everybody.
That's what, it's up to them. Huh?
And the amazing thing is we have a president who is actually, believe it or not, micromanaging the entire country all by his lonesome. He doesn't need the departments. That's why they're getting rid of him. He's controlling all of it. That's the scary part of this. Now, there's part of this story that I also wrote down. He said this Tom France, Neenah resident, he said he was worried about the possibility of immigration officials showing up at his home, arresting him, and ultimately deporting him, disappearing, in other words. And as a retiree, he said he was also worried about a reference in the letter, and this is, remember, a lot of people are getting these same letters, a reference in the letter to losing benefits because he spent years paying into Social Security and Medicaid. They were going to get rid of all of that stuff. And maybe that's how they're thinking about saving money in Social Security and Medicaid, by basically telling people that they're going to lose it all and be deported at the same time. And as you mentioned, the story that I saw too, is that one person prepared themselves for that. They told their friends, please video and record this,
right?
Because I'm going to be picked up and they're going to try and take me away. We don't want people to disappear off the streets of the U.S.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to prevent at this point in time. This is where we are in this country. 3 months in, we are this worried about people being deported and disappearing in society.
Yeah. And so his friends did videotape him as he was being taken away, and they had lawyers ready to go, and they stopped him from getting deported to El Salvador, but he's still detained in his state because the state stepped in and said, you can't do this.
Right.
But, that's happening.
They even stopped
happening in our country.
They even stopped one 20-year-old who was born in this country, showed his birth certificate, but they're still holding him.
Yeah, unbelievable. 7:29 coming up next. After the break here, we've got Rökker in the studio with a Maxine preview. Local music on John and Gordy in the morning. Coming up.
John and Gordy in the morning. As we were saying, let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.
WMDX 92.7, John and Gordy in the morning.
7:34, rain showers moving through downtown Madison
still
right
coming
now.
down.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty heavily, and maybe a little localized flooding here and there in some of the downtown streets. Our congratulations going out to Kent from Sun Prairie. He's going to the Milwaukee Film Festival, and that's happening next week. We thank the Milwaukee Film Festival for providing us with some tickets this
We were
week.
talking about Caroline Levitt earlier, and
Right.
and Mark suggested this in a tweet, text rather.
Yeah.
Barbie would likely be smarter than Caroline Levitt, and I really have to kind of agree with that. And this is a question for you, Gordy. You
What's
were
that?
in weather at
Oh, yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
Can you ask Brittany if there's truth that Madison Lakes protect the area, East Madison and McFarland, from tornadoes because they keep the area cooler? Is there?
No.
We could. He wants us.
I mean,
All right. Well,
I'm not buying that
He
one.
wants us to ask Brittany about that. We do avoid a lot of the tornadoes.
We can talk to Brittany next
the
week
area.
about that.
I know. This has come up before. I remember
Yeah.
that it was being asked. I can't remember what the answer was on that, but I think there is something to do with pressure systems over lakes or.
You know, I should reach out to my old friend Gary Canalti on that, a retired weather guy.
You know
and
what? You should.
We'll get him. We saw him the other
And
day.
Brittany as well.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll get Brittany and Gary to get us the answer to that.
You know,
question.
if Brittany, when we get these questions for her, she does an investigative report.
She
And
does.
sends out an email.
I know. Yeah.
And
So we'll have
she
to get her to
mentions
do
us
that again.
as being, a pain in her side, but that's fine.
Let's
All
get
right.
to
Yes.
our friend Rökker here in the studio. It's time for our Max Inc. preview. Always great to see you, Rock.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for having me on. again.
Yeah, you made it through the storms here.
I was getting ready and I was like, it's raining cats and dogs. I'm going to be soaked just going to the car. But
right.
Miraculously, my wife got a text from Dane County that said, rain will be ending at 7:00. And just as we were getting ready to walk out the door, rain ended at 7:00. So
Wow.
kudos to them.
Yeah.
And they're like little texting service. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank gosh Elon is now in charge of weather. That's fantastic to hear.
But it's raining downtown now again. We've
Yep.
got another batch and a lot of lightning at the moment. Here.
Yes.
Yep.
So, well, anyway, what's happening on Max Inc. this weekend?
Max Inc. Radio, it's coming at you 6 p.m. to midnight, Saturday and Sunday night here on WMDX 92.7 FM. And we have a great show lined up. We are going to premiere Doozy. They are a band out of Appleton who are performing at the NFL.
The draft?
The draft coming up
Green
in Green
Bay?
Bay,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And they
wow.
wrote a song. We'll talk about that in 1 second.
Okay.
Ghost Particles, we'll have them on, even with new member Ernie from the Rousers. So we'll have some new music from them as well. And Live in the Lair. This week is pretty special. We're going to have this band called Power Takeoff. And we're going to tell you about them in just a moment. But I'd like to talk about Marissa Balistrieri Duo. Now, they were in the Lair last week on Max Inc. Radio. We had them live in the studio right here. And Marissa is a Madison, Wisconsin-based vocalist. She's a former professional Italian opera singer, and she collaborates with her songwriter guitarist husband, Stephen Hall, on original folk jazz tunes inspired from the music from around the world. So we recorded this, and I just want to give you can go on civicmedia.us, find Max Inc. Radio, and you can hear all of these podcasts, which are up on the site. So I thought I'd bring in a little taste of that.
All right.
Recorded live in the Lair on Max Inc. Radio. This is Marissa Balistrieri's song about procrastination. It's called One Day.
Sometimes I second guess it. Why can't I make decisions? I just need to be assertive. Stop it with the long division. Right now's the time for action. If only I could take a stance. Really ought to gain some traction. One day I'll take my chance. One day, it's always one day. Yeah, maybe I just don't know. My mind often wanders, but I know what I need to.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we
We
had
get
a little
we get a little
technical glitch there.
We had a lightning hit right there.
I wonder if
Are
that
we
did
on the air?
something. Everything just seemed to have froze up on me.
Wow.
Well, are we still on the air?
Do you have your computer back?
We still got the music. There you go. I'll do it tomorrow.
Can't stop the rock and roll.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know. Okay, don't call me crazy. Yeah, I think I'm still okay. Some folks will call me lazy.
All right, there we go.
Sounds good.
Marissa Ballestery Duo. That was pretty fun last week, Live in the Lair. Now, this week in Live in the Lair, we have this band called Power Takeoff, okay? They are on Stryker Records. They're from here in Madison. Saturday, April 26th, they're playing at the Red Mouse, which is, that's out West Madison. I'm not even sure what
Red
city
Mouse?
that's in. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Oh, yeah. Red Mouse.
Okay.
Power Takeoff is led by dynamic frontman Scotty Tice. You might remember him from the Weisenheimers. He was the drummer. And his son Aiden is the drummer for Power Takeoff. And rounding out the lineup are Ethan Schluter, son of Last Crack guitar player and Megaton studio owner Paul Schluter, and Mikey Delp on guitars, Jacob Rip on bass. So it's a father-son, loud and proud, bringing the noise on the stage. And this song, Do You Want to Hit, is number 29 right now in the SMR, Secondary Market Rock Chart. And to put that in perspective, Linkin Park's song is number 24, and Green Day's One-Eyed Bastard is number 35. So they're doing pretty good.
Yes.
Power Takeoff is live on Max Inc. Radio Saturday night, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. here in the WMDX studios at Civic Media headquarters. Friday, May 23rd, they're also at Broadfest. So there's a couple opportunities to see them. This is Power Takeoff and their new hit, Do You Wanna?
Roll across the highway and we never will return. And I hope that I'm already there. Do you wanna go out tonight? Wanna go out tonight with me? Do you wanna go out tonight? Wanna go out tonight with me? We can sing Don't Stop Believing, it's America's favorite song. Maybe hold your hand while singing till the break of dawn.
That's a lot of fun. That's a great sound. I like the song a lot. And I looked up Red Mouse.
Yeah.
And Red Mouse is located in Pine Bluff.
Bluff.
Mineral Point and Highway P out in Cross Plains.
Highway P. That I was trying to remind.
Yep.
It's a ways out of town, kind of out by Full Compass.
Right, yeah,
Anybody
you
knows
keep
where
going.
But further,
Full Compass,
yeah.
a little bit further. The Crossroads. They have a baseball field there.
That's right.
They used to have outdoor concerts.
Yes.
Big like, JGO would have these metal shows out there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a nice bar out there.
Yeah.
Huge. Good one. Okay.
Always a good standard for any place is a nice bar.
Come on. It's Wisconsin.
I know.
Okay.
I know. We had one on every corner in Milwaukee when I was growing up.
In fact, it used to be called Kit's Corner. You might
It
remember
was.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yes.
Kit's
Yes.
Corner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bar right across the street from Red Mouse, and I can't think of the name of it, but
Little teeny one.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's move on from
All right.
Red Mouse and a great song from Power Takeoff. I like that.
Now, this is Doozy. Doozy is a Whammy Award-winning three-piece pop rock band that came together in 2010. They're from Appleton, and Andrew Van Dusen, he's the founder and lead vocals, guitar, and they just wrote a song called Last One Standing, and it's going to be released on April 25th. It's for the NFL Draft because they're going to be playing at Lambeau Field area during the NFL Draft. April 25th, Doozy is going to be playing the Great North Commons in Green Bay, and then April 26th at Doozy's East Green Bay, which is just around the corner from Lambeau Field. And so this song is kind of a big hit. This is actually the premiere. Right here is going to be the first time it's played.
Wow, cool.
We got a pre-release clip for this song.
Good.
And this is their song that they'll be playing at the NFL Draft coming up April 25th. This is Last One Standing, out April 21st. This is Doozy.
Gotta climb the mountaintop, stamp my flag in the frozen tundra. I ain't ever gonna stop, fast as lightning and I'm strong as thunder. Doesn't matter what they say, I'm gonna do it anyway. It doesn't matter if it's dumb, I'm gonna march to the beat of my own drum. I'm gonna be the last one standing, I'm gonna be the last one standing tall. I'm gonna be the last one standing. Doesn't matter how hard I try, doesn't matter if it's good enough, it's not. I'm gonna be the last one standing.
All right, that sounds that's really good. Out of Appleton, what a great group! This sounds so much like one of the animated Spider-Man cartoon themes.
What?
It does. It sounds just like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
And they recorded that at Cherry Pit Studios in Menominee Falls with Eric LaBrosse, who's the same person who recorded my band Iron Plow.
Really?
He recorded at that studio. He's a great engineer.
Yeah, that's good production.
Yeah, it sounds great.
We got time for one more here?
Sure.
All right. The Rökker Jamboree is coming up May 4th at the Burr Oak, 1 to 5 p.m.
That's right.
Featuring Electromag, Subatomic, Mind Docs, Last Crack, and Magic 7.
Wow.
It's to raise funds for Mama Cares, of course, and yours truly, Rökker, for my incident. And Magic 7's second version of the band featured Butto and Paul Schluter from Last Crack, guitar player and singer, along with drummer Mike Hafner and bassist Darren Solderholm. This song is from the album 7-11. This was released in 2011. This is Magic 7. This song is called Mendota.
Can you feel it all? Does it feel like anything when you hear the call? Tell me what you want now. Tell me what you need now, my friend, while you trap yourself in this bitter dead end. Shine, try, get out of the way right now. If you wanna be more than you see.
Sounds excellent.
Yeah, Magic 7. They haven't played a show, I believe, since 2011. So this will be special to see them get this back together for the performance at the Rökker Jamboree, May 4th, 1 to 5 p.m. at the Burr Oak.
Mendota.
Yep.
So the lineup: Electromag, Subatomic, Mindox, Last Crack, and Magic 7. Now, you managed Last Crack?
I did.
For what,
about 10 years.
10
yeah.
years.
Yep.
So that's going to be a great
Took
show.
them out on the road, toured Europe.
You put them on the map, and now they're just,
Well, actually, I had them after they were already on the map.
Okay.
It was I was on their second kind of comeback.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
So this is going to be quite the thing. Raising funds for Mama Cares, and of course for you, Rökker. And you kind of brushed over your incident. You called it.
Well,
you had a heart attack.
Yeah,
and you had it on stage.
Right.
And
playing drums.
You went down, and luckily people were right there.
Yes.
To revive you.
Yeah.
And get you to the hospital
that's
right away.
so important, and. And it's also interesting, of course, the way insurance works these days. You're not out of the clouds. All of a sudden you have something like this happen, and the timing and deductibles. So it's hard for me, but it's hard for other musicians,
Absolutely.
and that's why Mama Cares was created. Mama Cares, of course, helps musicians in their time of crisis, which is more often than not a medical.
Exactly. It hits everybody like that,
right?
And this is really a great cause.
And it doesn't hit you till it hits you, right?
Yeah,
exactly. We are coming back with Rökker with more of the MaxSync preview on WMDX. John and Gordy in the morning. Stay with us.
This is Rock and Roll Radio. Stay tuned for more rock and roll.
I need good music. Good music. It always feels so good to hear good music.
Rock and roll music, that
Yes.
is. WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning, 92.7.
With Rocker in the studio, this portion of John and Gordy in the morning brought to you by Verlo Mattress. Wake up and sleep better on a Verlo mattress. A lot has changed since 1958, but some things have remained constant throughout Verlo's history. They're still direct-to-consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. Verlo Mattress in Madison, 2 locations, east and west. Go to verlo.com. Okay, Rocker, we are back with the Maxing preview. What do you got for us
I
this
got a
time?
couple more things. You know, we were talking about this last week, but Natty Nation's almost 420 party is going to be happening Saturday, April 19th at the High Noon Saloon. And everybody loves 420, so why not celebrate the night before, April
Why not?
19th, right?
Yes.
Roots Reggae outfit based in Madison since 1995. Natty Nation is literally legendary. More info on them at nattynation.com. I thought that take this chance to find just a little different slice of Natty Nation to check out and celebrate 420, right?
Right.
This is Suffice Rhythm, Natty Nation.
Natty Nation.
Is that an instrumental?
Yes, that whole song is an instrumental.
That is,
and
that
I
is
thought
so
it'd be
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
You know,
that is really cool.
hear
you know?
the solo. I mean, anybody that's awake and baker is really happy right now.
But you know,
I love the sound of a B3 too.
It
A
reminds me
B3 organ.
so
Aaron
much
is
of
really,
the old
really
days when they had instrumentals and they became hits on the radio and people
Yeah.
could listen to
Right.
it. But it reminds me so much of like Ramsey Lewis. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'd love to hear again. You know, maybe
Yeah.
a hit instrumental.
Yeah.
Let's
You
get
don't-
some of those back.
Okay.
There are
Yes.
plenty, actually.
Oh,
Yeah?
I'll start bringing them in if you
Yeah.
like.
Okay.
Let's move on. That's Natty Nation, April 19th. So that's tomorrow night at the High Noon Saloon. That is always a party, too. So the almost 420 party.
Okay.
Bing Bong with Vandalay. This
Bing
was
Bong.
just announced May 2nd at the Gamma Ray Bar on Main Street. This is a happy hour show at 5 p.m. Pam Barrett, she's on guitar, vocals, and writes a lot of the songs there. Owns the Harmony Bar on Atwood. Brian Bentley on drums, Danny Hicks on lead guitar, and Julie Kylan on bass vocals. Vandalay, they're an interesting band. I haven't gotten to hear them yet, but they're formed in the small town of Nasonville, which is literally unincorporated, like way up by like Wausau and Stevens Point.
Okay.
I want to find out more about them, but there's more info at bingbongband.com. This is their hit Clear Blue Sky from 2024's hip eponymous. This is Bing Bong.
This is clear blue skies, calm seas stretching out ahead. On a distant shore, she's waiting, with eyes of green and hair of red. The world is spinning around. Grab the ground, so you don't fall down. Round and round and round. Though he seeks, he can't
That's a cute song, Bing Bong.
Bing
huh?
Bong.
That's right. And we've played it here before, and sometimes you may hear songs over, but if you do, thank you for listening. You've been listening more than once.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. That's the bottom line in it. By
Got
the way,
just
is
a
that
minute or
something
two
they
left
wrote?
here.
Is that something they composed?
That's 99% of the time, anything I'm bringing into you guys is original
All right,
local music.
fantastic.
Okay. Got a minute or so here left.
Oh, Festy season is coming. Marquette Waterfront Festival, the 36th is the first one up to bat, right? June 14th and 15th, Yahara Place Park. The festival is the official curtain raiser to the Festies, right? So they're all coming. We're just getting you ready. Of course, they have the kids' games. They have the River Alliance's Fools Flotilla. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
That's where you make your own boats.
Oh.
And they float down the Yahara River out to the Monona.
Well,
It's
Sam
get your styrofoam boat ready.
Yeah,
It's the
I gotta.
The Fools Flotilla. Only fools build their own boats and float them down the Yahara River, right?
When is that again?
The Zany Boat Parade takes off from Tenney Park Locks at 10:30 a.m. I believe that's on the second day, which is June 15th.
Oh, okay.
So it's June 14th and June 15th, Yahara Place Park.
And I know you got a lot of other events here, but what's happening on Max Inc. this weekend again?
Oh, let's go back to the beginning. Let's see. We have Doozy. And we're going to premiere their new song, Last One Standing, which is the song for the NFL draft that's happening up in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. Ghost Particles, we're going to be talking with new member Ernie. He was from the Rousers. And Live in the Lair with Power Takeoff.
Excellent. Have a great weekend, Rökker.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Save up your styrofoam cups for Sam's boat.
That's going to do it for us. Coming up on Monday, former Madison Mayor Paul Soglin will join us. Stephanie Miller's coming up next. We hope you have a happy Easter weekend. We'll talk to you Monday morning. Right,
Yeah,
Sean?
I'm going to watch my lawn grow now.
Yeah? You going to have fun with the Easter bunny this weekend?
No.
Get some eggs and stuff?
No, I'm trying to kill as many bunnies as I can around my house.
Stephanie Miller's